What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you all had a good day today. Hopefully, my future traders took that trade with me last night. Oh, nice. I'm sharing the wrong screen again. What the is wrong? Ah. Oh, well. At least I caught it right away. I'm becoming a better YouTuber. But that was kind of cool. You guys got to see my Matrix screensaver with my Discord there. Yeah. I trade in the Matrix. That's what I do. Um. Anyway, that futures trade slapped. It was pretty crazy. Actually, I probably shouldn't say what I was about to say, but we'll just say that I was very, very busy at work, and when I finished being very busy at work, I walked out of the room and I looked at my phone and I was like, "Oh, I got filled. Nice." Um, yeah, I have some pretty cool screensavers. I don't know, like in a minute. I don't know. This one's kind of childish, but yeah, it's got birds and a train and sparks from the electricity and some subtle like clouds floating by or mist. I don't know what you want to call it. And then I have the Matrix one, and then I'll show you guys my other one if I can. This is my main screen here. Whoa. There we go. That's my main screen. You guys are probably wondering why I'm being like weird and talking about screens and stuff. I'm still trying to wake up. There was actually like a slight chance that there wasn't going to be a video today because I just couldn't get out of bed. And I had asked for cancel at work tonight, and my alarm went off at my normal time. And I normally wake up like an hour or 30 minutes before my alarm. And today my alarm went off, and I slept through like 5 minutes of my alarm going off, and I finally woke up and snoozed it. And then after that, I slept whatever it was, another 10 minutes, woke up, snoozed it again, woke up, and I was like, all right, I guess I have to wake up now, and either I'm going to get up and get ready for work, or hopefully they cancel me and then I can actually do my YouTube video. But there was a chance that it wasn't going to happen tonight, and I'm blabbering because I'm still not quite awake. And we'll get into the charts in a second, but I'm still kind of waking up. But I wanted to show you guys, like, I'm super torn, right? So, like, I think a lot of you know, like, I really love music, especially punk. Punk is, like, my go-to. I would say it's, like, when I'm listening to music, it's, like, punk or gangster rap mostly. But I listen to everything in between. But so I'm not a huge fan of like big music festivals because I know this one in particular has 3 stages, and like every time I go to one, it's like, oh, do I go and watch this band or this band? And it's always like a toss up between 2 bands that I like, and I have to choose one or the other basically. And there's always like tons of people, and it's always like a long day, and by the time you're done, you're exhausted. But for me, like, this is kind of like a can't miss show. Like, me and my son both love Bad Religion. We both love Pennywise. We both love The Adolescents. We both love Manic Hispanic. I think those are the main ones we love on this day, right? And then on Sunday, The Descendants, me and my son listen to all the time. We both love The Descendants. We both love the Casualties. And then, like, I like the Addicts. I don't know that my son particularly does or doesn't. But on this day, there's like significantly less bands that we like. And for me, being a freaking old man, right? The the tickets for, well, I'm not even going to consider general admission because I know the lines are going to be massive just to get into the place. Um, but so for me, like, this is the only way. Like, I'm either going to pay VIP for Saturday to be able to see like the majority of the bands that we like, or I'm going to pay VIP for both days. And I feel like, I mean, I guess it's basically double the price. When I look at it in my head, I'm like, oh, it's only like $100 more, and I should pay the $100 more at least to go and see the Descendants, because they're actually like up there, and I've never seen them live, and like, or I should say, they're up there in the bands that I really like, and I think most of the bands that I really really like I've seen live, other than like, like some of the older bands like Zeppelin I never got to see live, or like Hendrix, Pink Floyd, but like the modern day stuff, like everything, all of the bands that I really really like I've seen live. The Descendants I have not seen live, so I'm like, actually I'm not even worried about the money per se. Hey guys, send in a bunch of donations so I can afford this. No, I'm joking. That's totally a joke. But anyway, I'm not really worried about the money, but my son, this will sound weird because he's like 10, but he's like, oh, Dad, that's a lot of money. And I'm like, Henrik, Henrik, it doesn't matter. Like, what's important is that if we're going to enjoy ourselves, right? If we like the bands that are playing, it's going to be a once in a lifetime experience. And like, that's what's important. But if you're going to be bored, like on Sunday, because like only two bands that you like are playing, then you need to determine whether or not it's worth our time to go. But I really want to see the Descendants, and the Casualties and the Addicts. And I've heard Screeching Weasel's amazing, but like I've never really listened to them. And I know some of these other bands are good, but like I've just never listened to them, right? So like I can't say that I'm a fan yet. Anyway, I'd like to hear your guys' input on what you think, if I should just pop for both days or if I should just go on Saturday. But I'm really trying to get my son to like commit to what he really wants to do. That way, I'll probably do whatever he says, but still really want to see the Descendants. Let's look at futures really quick. We're kind of doing this backwards, but this was the trade we called out last night. I got filled here, and I was actually super stoked with my fill because like it took a while for us to grind down to here, and when we finally did, they did a massive buying tail right out of that zone, and I was like, oh, we're golden, right? So I looked at my charts, I don't know, somewhere around here, and saw this buying tail, and I'm like, yeah, baby. And then we came back and retested it. And then I was like, oh, I don't like that. And then they started going again. And I'm like, okay. And then we retested again. I'm like, oh, this is looking scarier. And then we retest and go even lower. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. We just made a new lower low below this buying tail. But then once we kind of broke over this specifically here, I was like, okay, we're looking a lot better now. And then they come back down and retest it for like the 16th time. And I'm like, are you guys serious? But then from there, it was all London session, just straight grind up. There's like one red 5-minute candle on the whole thing. And then basically I'm going to delete this because it keeps getting in my way, but we really binked the top, right? It literally hit the very bottom of our sell side imbalance and sold off a little bit. Shorty was targeting 88, like up here, but he was trailing his stop, and I'm sure at some point around here he got stopped out or something. So I'm not exactly. So he said he was trailing by 6.5 points. So if we did like 6.5 points from the top, then he basically got out where we got out, or where I got out. Um, and then I know he was long for this. I was sleeping. Um, but so anyway, awesome trade. Glad that we got to get it all together. I made a bag. Actually, like, I mean, for a lot of people, it wouldn't be anything too crazy, but I'm trading with like a 2000. Well, started with like $2,000, and now that's over double in like a month, basically. Um, I can show you guys the. This is the big one, the profit factor. This is where it's showing like your risk to reward. So I'm at like 2.5, 2.6 to 1 risk to reward for like. So for every trade I've taken, for every dollar I've risked, I've made $2.60. So this is that one trade. So started off September with a bang. Technically took the trade on the 2nd and closed it on the 3rd. So good times. Oh, what was I going to tell you guys? I'm really tired. I'm sorry. Erez, I was at work too, and you just got to trust the levels, man. Actually, I was planning on talking about this today after that trade yesterday. And actually, I'll show you guys something. And when I show this, it's not me like trying to brag or be like, oh, I'm better than everybody or anything like that, because I really don't feel that way, and I don't. I don't know what words to use, but I'm sure a lot of you know, like, I care a lot about a lot of you guys, and it's not BS. Like, let's go through this really quick. So what I'm about to show, this guy. I mean, if I was being realistic, I would call him a kid. But he's a good guy. He's in his, I don't know, early 20s. Super, super nice guy. Super respectful. He joined Shorty's Discord a while ago, and went through all of the materials, studying whatever, and started doing really well. He had 1 month where, and basically, just to give you guys this backstory kind of thing, he had 1 month where he made, sorry, I had something like stuck in the back of my throat. He had 1 month where he made $40,000. And he was kind of telling everybody in the Discord, like, this is amazing. You know, like, I went from being a high school dropout to making $40,000 a month trading. And then I don't know exactly what happened. I think he got overconfident. I can't speak for him because I wasn't I wasn't really like involved. I was happy for him. I was encouraging him. I was talking to him. And we talked quite a bit because he trains MMA. And like, that was kind of where he was at. He was like day trading in the morning and then going and training all day. Wants to be a fighter, which I think is awesome. And when he hit that $40,000 score, he was like talking to me, and he was like, dude, like, I kind of feel like, taking off, going out to Thailand and whatever, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? go train Muay Thai. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. But I was like, what about wife or girlfriend? He's like, no, dude, I don't have one. I was like, then go for it. Like, go have the time of your life. Like, party on. Like, go get your training in, have a good time, travel, do it when you're young and you're not tied down, And I was like, dude, and living in Thailand is cheap. Like, if you're making trader money and, you can swing it where you're, like trading in the evening in Thailand, which would be like the New York session here. And, you're training Muay Thai all day. Like, I was like, that would be the life, bro. And then out of nowhere, he kind of just fell off. Like, I stopped seeing his messages in the Discord. And so I was like, what the hell's going on? So I reach out to him and he was like, yeah, dude, I'm quitting. And I'm like, what? You're quitting trading? He's like, yeah, dude, like I can't win a trade anymore. And I was like, what the, like, you went from $40,000 months to like, you're quitting? I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, dude, like, I can't even stand the idea of trading anymore. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you go from, like high school dropout working minimum wage jobs to making 40,000 to like, I can't do this anymore. And I just couldn't I couldn't let that fly. Right. So I'm talking to him like, dude, you can't give up. You got to keep going, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And, so we ended up like hopping on like a one-on-one call and I just went over some stuff with him, talked about a little bit of psychology. And that's kind of what I'm getting to here is I'm going to talk about a little bit of psychology before I even get into the charts. But just to show you guys, like, stuff like this warms my heart, right? And I hope he doesn't mind me showing this, but so like this is a message from him, just a few days ago. Thank you, bro, for not letting me quit. And I'm like, I'm glad you didn't. I just made 8K this week. Once I cash out my goal, can I send you a bottle of wine? And I'm like, beer? And he's like, whatever you want. And I'm like, I like craft beer unless you have a specific wine in mind. I'm down. And then he said, I don't know if it's my discipline, but I'm not missing. And if I do, I go the other way instead of forcing it. Basically, he's saying like he'll switch his bias, whatever, from short to long, like on the turn of a dime. And then he says randomly, like, I might take a few days off and size down, which I didn't understand. But maybe he's taken like a loss or two and he's like, feeling some kind of way. And I'm like, yeah, whatever works. Thanks, bro. And I said, just don't overthink it. Play your levels. This is the key right here. Be an emotionless robot. And like Erez, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody. But, and he's like, LOL, literally what I realized I have to be. And then I just went on to say, you got this, bro. Or my man, you got this, bro. Thanks, bro. Thanks for not letting me quit. It means a lot. And I said, thank you for not quitting. Like, this to me is like, this is why I do YouTube. This is why, I spend hours, whatever, answering DMs. This is why, like, I do the stuff that I do is for moments like that. Right. And anyway, like for one, super proud of him. For two, I'm glad that I was able to be like a good friend in that moment and be there for him when he was like, fuck this, I'm done. And then more importantly, I'm glad that it's working out for him. I would love to see this guy live out his dreams. Like, he's just such a super nice, like, humble guy. And, as you can see from the messages, like, he's always so grateful and so thankful. And, like, he's just a good kid. Like, and I would love to see, like, whatever messages and pictures, like, dude, here I am training in Thailand, whatever. And for people that don't know, like, if you're into Muay Thai and, you're in Thailand, like, that place is wild. Like, every single bar basically has a ring in it. And, like, you can just randomly be like, yeah, I want to fight that guy. And then you guys hop into a ring together and you fight. And they kind of, like, when you're done, they'll give you free beer and shit for, like, basically being free entertainment for the bar. But it's like every bar has a ring. It's crazy. But like if that's your thing, that's the place, like to do it, right? And so like I would just love to see pictures like, hey, I'm living out my dream. I'm in Thailand, whatever, Muay Thai, blah 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 blah. The big takeaway from this whole story is be an emotionless robot when you trade, right? Last night, I don't even know if I can pull it back up yet or now, but will you let me? So when this trade got filled, I was like, awesome, right? And it looked really strong. And then we retest, and I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, right? And then we retest again. I'm like, this is looking more and more weak. And then we make a new lower low, and I'm like, maybe I'm getting stopped out. But like literally, that was the energy that I had about it. And then we did this breakout, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like maybe it works out. And then we come back again, and I'm like, it's like not looking so great now. And maybe I end up getting stopped out. But never once was I like worried or like, oh, like I should take risk off, or, oh, I should close this trade. I'm like, it's either hitting here or it's hitting here, and there's nothing in between. And never, like, even when like price was up here, I was never like, oh, like I wish I could bring my stop loss up. Dude, I don't care about that shit. Like, if they're going to hit my stop loss, they're going to hit my stop loss. My stop loss is in a good place. My entry is in a good place. And my take profit is in a good place. And if the trade goes against me, like, it is what it is, right? And then, again, if I pull this up, if we look at this, right? Basically, right now I'm at like a 70% win rate. We'll just say for easier math, right? I'm making $2.50 for every dollar I risk. You do this consistently, time over time over time over time, you're gonna get fucking rich, right? There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Like anybody that's even semi-decent at math, this will make sense. But what also needs to make sense is you have to understand that there's like whatever 30, 40, 50% of the time you're going to be wrong and you're going to take losses. And that's okay. Nobody is 100% right in trading. And so the times that you are, like taking losses and whatever else, like you just roll with the punches and you get them on the next one. And when I say get them on the next one, I don't want people to be revenge trading or whatever, or like looking at, basically, if you take a trade, let's just say you take a trade, you lose $200. If in the back of your mind, the next trade you're looking at, you're saying, I need to make back that $200 I lost, you're not ready to be trading. You shouldn't be trading at that point. Like because if you're saying in the back of your mind, I need to make back the money I lost on the last trade, you're not emotionless. You have emotions, right? And so you need to, whatever it is, get up, walk away, step away, take an hour off, take 2 hours off, take 5 hours off, take a day off, take 2 days off, until you can finally come back to your charts and look at it from the perspective of, is this a good setup? Whatever, entry, stop loss, take profit, and not be asking yourself or saying to yourself in the back of your mind, on this next trade, I need to make back that $200 I lost. It's always got to be, each trade is a new trade, and what happened before doesn't matter. And what happens in that trade doesn't matter, because if we're doing it correctly, if you guys are doing what I teach you, and you're like anywhere, 50, 60, 70% right, or even 80% right, like you're going to kill. But you can't let the losses get to you. They're inevitable. They're going to happen. You're going to be wrong. And you have to accept that as a trader. So hopefully this little message gets through. It's the hardest message to teach in trading, is be an emotionless robot. I don't even know if I should share this, but like, just because I don't know that it's important, but I'll just kind of be really quick about it. Because this was interesting. So
imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Base 44, a complete AI.
So I royally effed up.
So I literally have no idea who this person is. But it popped up like on my suggested videos. Dude, can I get to the screen that I want, please? Thank you. Why? What is that? I don't even understand what YouTube is doing. Like, I want to be able to see the... Okay, whatever. So I don't know who this person is, and she has 500,000 subscribers. So she's obviously doing something right. I don't know. Like, I don't know who she is. But this was a cool video. I don't really watch like other traders' YouTube, because I've talked about this before. Like, if I need to learn something, I go to Shorty, right? And if there's something I don't understand, I'll just directly ask him a question. I don't go and try to learn from other people. I'll go and learn from books, or from like people that are really vetted, like Trader Dale, stuff like that. Like, I'll go learn from them. But in general, if I have a question, I just kind of reach out directly to Shorty. Again, so this isn't about her exactly, Big P, like, so you know. But this video is pretty wild. She said she's been trading for 10 years. And like Era's mentioned, she's doing like breakout trendline trades, which I don't know. After 10 years, you should be able to time the bottom. But that's me. Should be able to time the bottom, should be able to time the top. But whatever, it is what it is. That's not what this video is about. But it was crazy. She was talking about how after, like being a trader for 10 years and seeing like all of her friends and her peers, getting like the 100K plus wins, like she felt like she should have already got a 100K plus win and she hasn't. So she overpositioned herself, broke all of her rules. When she should have exited the trade, she didn't, because it went against her. And she ended up being in like a $250,000 drawdown where she was red on this trade, $250,000. Are you serious? Her uncle is ICT? Because if that's true, I want to shoot myself right now for putting her up on my screen. Anyway, like I said, I don't know who this person is, and I don't normally watch videos like this, but I don't know. It just piqued my curiosity. And then she ended up staying in this trade to being down $250,000. It finally reversed and went the other way, and she ended up being up like 90,000, and she closed the trade. Dude, like, I'm actually, as soon as this video's over, I'm going to pull up some ICT. I mean, like, as soon as I'm done with my video, I'm going to pull up ICT videos, and I'm going to have a little intimate moment by myself, off camera. Yeah, I love the guy. Can't get enough. So anyway, the key is like, even after being a trader for 10 years, right? Or myself, I don't want to do years, but I think like 4 or 5 years now, for me. we're still going to make mistakes, right? We're still going to do things that we shouldn't do. We're going to break our rules. We're going to do things that we know we shouldn't do. And you're going to make mistakes. But when things like that happen, you know, like the key of me bringing that up and the key of me like sharing what I shared is really talking about the psychology and being an emotionless robot and just going, you know, doing the same process over and over and over again, and trying to not break our rules, you know, trying to follow what we know is correct. Because if it's working 60-70% of the time, over time, you're just going to make money hand over foot. Like you're just going to keep stacking up bread, right? Whoever she is, good or bad or whatever, good on her for being like honest and going going on YouTube and showing everybody this massive drawdown that she was in and acknowledging and admitting to everybody that she broke all of her rules and knew that she shouldn't have been doing that. And the end result, like, okay, cool, she made $90, but she risked a quarter million dollars to make $90. That's crazy. That's not going to work out very well for you long term, right? And again, regardless of who she is, I'm glad that it did end up going in her favor. I'm glad she didn't take that huge, like, $250,000 loss. That would suck for anybody. But just wild, right? So hopefully for most people, no, I know she made $90K. Green is not green. So anyway, the takeaway from the whole thing that I'm talking about, is be an emotionless robot. Find your setups, take your trades. If they go against you, it's okay. But in the middle of your trade, don't second guess yourself and start moving stuff or closing trades or whatever else. You've got to trade your plan and let your plan play out. And if we're constantly like closing trades when we're, you know, green because we're scared it's going to reverse and go the other way, but when we're red, we just let it hit our stop loss, you're not going to be successful as a trader in the long run, right? So be that emotionless robot like I was talking to Nesty about. Trade your setups, and let your levels just do the work for you. Anyway, I'm done. I'm finally kind of awake. Let's get into today. I hope some people took this. I really hope. This is basically the same trade that I took in the overnight session, where it came down. You should have got filled here. It chopped around and screwed around with you like it did for me too, so yay. And then it retested again, yay. And then it should have taken your profit right there and given you a big, like, weird W sign on the way to your profit target. I didn't call this out, but hopefully my people got this. And actually, realistically, I mean, there's an argument for getting filled here, right? Like, no questions asked. We're within 25 cents of our level. If you took it, I wouldn't bash you or hate on you for it. But technically, your entry is right there, right? Where we actually did tap our level and then we ran. So, really hope people got that. Now, to call myself out on my bullshit today, that's nice, Pepino. I wish I could have been in bed because that's easier than, you know, like constantly looking at my phone at work to see where the trade's at. So, I don't know, somewhere around here, I think it was right here actually. I said in Keenan's Discord, like, this is a good place for puts. And it ends up being that it was not a good place for puts. And actually, now in retrospect, this is horrible. Oh, I know why I said it, because I was looking at my futures chart. And we had broken below, right? Retested and came back, and I said it here, like this was a good place for shorts. And then they broke above. But I did say tight stop loss because there was a chance they might try to run it from there. And then when we came back and retested the top of this, I said that was a good spot to get in calls, and they end up breaking all the way down. And then I was in bed, but again, hopefully people caught this. But I did pretty shitty on call-outs today. So just calling it what it is, holding myself accountable. Yeah. Let's delete stuff. As always, like, we opened above our spike, which is bullish, right? And they pushed up and made like a new high of the day, sold off all the way to the spike, and then ran it, right? Would have been a great place to get in, and you guys had the level, right? And then I told you guys yesterday, like, overall I was bullish, and we gapped up, right, and stayed up above here. So not bad. All right, let's get our levels. Let's figure out what we are watching for tomorrow. Hopefully you guys don't mind my blabbering at the beginning of the video. But like I said, I needed to wake up. I still kind of need to wake up. I hate it, like, when, I guess, like, maybe it's just working night shift and getting older. But, like, after, like, 2 or 3 night shifts in a row, you wake up and you just feel like you've been punched in the nose. And just feel so groggy and tired and, like, out of it and not able to function kind of thing, at least for me, right? When I was younger, I would work like 17, 12-hour shifts in a row and I wouldn't blink an eye. But now, at 50, working like 2 or 3, I'm like, oh my God. I think I'm about to die. So very clearly here, we have a poor low at the bottom. And we have a poor high at the top. We have a little bit of a double distribution day here, right? And from here is the rocket, right? I don't know if we would see it in extended trading hours. Yeah, not really, but you can see when the after hours closed, you know, we came down into this zone and they sent it up here. And then when we came back to it, they sent it, right? So this is a very big level where we have a little bit of volume being traded down here. On SPY, if we look at futures, this is going to be a much bigger volume node. And then we have, you know, more volume up here at the top. No fibs to draw. I mean, no SIGs to draw, sorry. As we don't have 2 days overlapping. We have our weekly SIGs. Let's look at our big picture. Very bullish day, right? So this is the second day in a row where we have like this massive buying wick. Pretty significant volume on the day. Sorry, bear with me. So we're still stuck in this kind of like 4-week range, right? Where today, was it today? Sorry, today's Wednesday. Yesterday we tapped kind of like the bottom of this 4-week range, right? And bounced. And right now we're kind of in the middle of it. We're probably pushing for the far side of this range before we look for rejection back down, right? All right. Hey, what's up, Christian? Let's go ahead. Errors, I haven't got to that part yet or I haven't gotten to that point yet where I've looked at levels on futures, so I'm not gonna, like try to rush and look at 64.95. I'm pretty sure you guys see like when I give what's it called, like call outs on futures, it's very organic, right? Like I just happen to open up my cluster charts. We start identifying the key zones and I'm like, oh, like this looks really good, right? If we come down to here, whatever, I want to be long. But I'm never like feeling like, oh my God, I've got to look at it really quickly so that I don't miss a trade, right? If I open it up and there's a setup there, I'm going to take it. If I open it up and there's not a setup there, it's not a big deal. I wait for price to come to me, and I never feel this like, this crazy like, I gotta hurry. Wow, we're neutral. That's pretty crazy. Did not expect that. Let's look at our market calendar for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Shit. Is that? Yeah. Wow. I'm really messed up because I normally just do not work during the week, and I don't even know what day it is right now. So 45 minutes before New York session open, we've got non-farm employment change, which will definitely give us some massive volatility. And then 15 minutes after that, we have unemployment claims, which will give us some massive volatility. 30 minutes after the market opens, we have ISM services PMI, again, volatility. And then 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern. I guess this is England. I was kind of surprised because retail sales month over month is normally considered like a high impact, but I guess since it's in England, it won't have as much of an impact on the New York session. But definitely be aware, 2 p.m., we're going to see some volatility. It could create some pretty significant volatility in the market, so be aware of it. But there's quite a bit happening in the morning, and then specifically for people that are just trading the New York session, we just really have to be worried about the ISM services PMI 30 minutes after the market open. Okay. I know, right? Neutral doesn't make sense at all, Areas, but if you read about the Fear and Greed Index, it is actually like a mathematical calculation. It's not some like idiot like me sitting behind a computer screen going, oh, I feel like we're neutral here. It is actually based on math and works fairly well. Ah, nice, David. Yeah, I got canceled, so PTO tonight, and I think I'm off for... Shit, I'm not even sure. I think almost a week. Let me see, because now I want to know. One thing I do know is I need some rest. Where is my schedule? Yeah, so it's Wednesday. I don't go back to work until Thursday night, so I actually have a solid week off. Or I don't go back to work until Thursday night. That would be tomorrow. But I don't go back to work until a week from Thursday. So I actually do have a solid week off. All right. These, sorry, I'm trying to show this without like showing the rest of my coworkers' names. Don't like this. Oh, I guess, I have to scroll down here. Don't like this. Don't like this. Don't like this. The nights they have me working as supervisor. No, Era's like, working night shift. I mean, I don't want to speak for other people, but like my first day off. So like if I, today I slept, I don't even know what time. I think 10:30 this morning I went to bed. I woke up at like 4:30. I'm exhausted right now. And generally what will happen is, like I do this video, I'll go have dinner with my family, whatever, spend some time with them, and then go to bed at kind of like my normal time, somewhere between like 11 and 1 in the morning. And then I'll sleep. I'll wake up in the morning to trade. And that's what happens. And sometimes, like, if I've worked and I slept during the day and then I go to sleep at my normal time, sometimes I'll wake up like 3:30 in the morning. And I'm kind of like awake and I can't go back to sleep. And on those days, I'll just kind of generally take a nap in the middle of the afternoon. All right. Let me just see what futures are doing really quick. I think we're grinding up. Where's the open? Dude, am I losing my mind? Oh, I'm on 5-minute charts. Okay, so here. Yeah, we've pushed up quite a bit actually. Oh, I guess this is the candle Eras was talking about when I was live. Like that's pretty big. And this also kind of shows what we were talking about yesterday, where like, so originally this was a buy-side imbalance or buy-side high volume node, but knowing that we were below it, I knew it would act as like a place that selling's going to occur, right? Support resistance flip. And so from there we sold off whatever. We finally broke above, retested, and now this became the support zone. Right, and from there we went up to our next buy-side high volume node, which again we're below it. It becomes resistance, right? So, yeah, David, I'm actually super excited. I don't get to spend, or I get to spend a lot of time with my family, but my son's new band. So most of you guys know he has two bands. One band, they meet on Mondays, and basically, I don't ever miss a band practice. It's kind of hard to explain, but on Mondays, he'll do an hour practicing with his band, and then we have like a 3-hour gap, and then he goes back and he does like what's basically like a jam session where I would guess it's anywhere between like 10 to 15 kids that kind of all come together. They vote on songs, and then over the course of 3 months, they'll learn the songs where it's like, you know, whatever, like 5 kids, like a couple guitarists, a drummer, a bassist, a singer, will go up and do one song, and then like the kids will swap out, and new kids will come in and they'll do another song, and like some of it will overlap where like, you know, you might have a couple of kids doing 2 songs, or I think in general like most kids are doing 2 or 3 songs, but it's always like different groups, so it's not like a set band, it's more of like a jam session where they'll learn like a handful of songs over a 3-month period, and then at the end of the 3-month period they'll do shows. And from that group they'll create bands, right? Like they'll figure out like once they feel like the kids are good enough to be in a band, you know, they let them do it, but they'll create bands and like try to, you know, put kids together. I don't have any more frying videos. That practice was like the band, or it's that jam session where they're doing that song where he's doing the fries, but that was Monday that they normally meet, and since it was Labor Day they were closed, so no band practice for him this week. But the second band that he's in, they meet at like 7:00 at night on Friday. And with my schedule, I pretty much work every single Friday. And it's been a bummer for me because I'm never able to go to the practices. And I don't know, this, like, I'm super into it. Like, my son, you know, he loves music like me. And every once in a while, he'll pick up his guitar and he'll start jamming. And I literally, like, if I'm not doing something that's time critical that I can't walk away from, I will drop whatever I'm doing. I'll go to wherever he is and I'll just sit down and listen. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just super into it. And so for me, like, to not be able to go to those practices, it really sucks, because I would love nothing more than to be there and watch. And with my schedule this week, I actually get to go this Friday for the first time. So this will be the first time I've ever been able to attend one of those sessions for his new band. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I will show you guys something really quick. How do I do this? So, to anybody that's a drummer, like, you'll probably notice a ton of mistakes. To anybody that is like more of a music aficionado, you'll notice some mistakes. But I guess the key that you have to remember is he's only been playing drums for 3 months now. So this is him after 3 months of like practicing. And when I say practicing, he generally practices like maybe an hour a week at the most. Maybe a little bit more, a couple hours, but not a lot. But so this is him after 3 months of practicing. And then for anybody that's into it, you'll notice his massive telescope in the background. He saved up his own money for this. And I forget what he said is happening, but like, I think tonight, there's like some super rare event where you can see the shadow of, I think one of Jupiter's moons or one of Saturn's moons, like you'll be able to see the shadow of it on the planet. And so my son wants to he wants to actually drive up to Joshua Tree, which is, if you don't know, like that's in the middle of the desert, and there's not a lot of light from the like from whatever man-made light. So it's a lot easier to see the stars and see planets and stuff. But if you pay attention, like, I forget what he said, but in the beginning, he was playing, I forget the name of the song, but it's something by Slipknot, like Illis or something like that. And then, I don't remember, like, right around, like, the 15-second mark or something, he goes into One by Metallica. Like, if you know Metallica, you'll kind of hear it. It's da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So this is Slipknot. And then here he goes into Metallica 1. But also, if you're paying attention, he's using both legs. Like he's using a double bass. And I think like anybody that plays drums can tell you, like, that's up there on the skill level. And probably pretty wild that he's doing that 3 months in. But so yeah, hopefully I'll have some new Fry videos for you guys next week. But today, or this week, there was no practice because of, hey Sarah, because of Labor Day. All right, I'm loading up my other charts. I'm sorry, I know like I'm not really kind of focused on the whole charting aspect today, but hopefully you guys don't mind just kind of vibing with me and BSing and talking about whatever while I slowly grind through looking at levels and figuring out entries and so on and so forth. But I'm like really tired and not like, I guess I'm just not in the mood of like where I can just grind through charts only, if that makes sense. All right, let me drag this up here. And then just as a reminder, when I have this up, I can't see the chat, so I apologize. Let's see what we've got going on. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those where I'm going to say I need to kind of see what they're doing live tomorrow to make a decision. One thing is clear already, which is this was previously our zone to buy, right? And this is the trade we took yesterday, right? And now we've tapped it again. So this level's been hit quite a few times. We need to delete this off of our chart. But they've given us a new buy zone. Hopefully you guys are seeing it without me pointing it out. That's the goal of the YouTube, is I want you guys to be able to do this stuff on your own. But it looks like they've just shifted this buy zone up a little bit, right? And so for perspective, like this was our old buy zone here. And now we're just a little bit above it, right? We can take this one off now, right? So we hit it, kind of wick through, sold off from there, went even higher through it, sold off from there down to our buy zone, ripped, and now we've smashed through this, right? So this is gone. Next is going to be, is this the level to short? I would say yes. I mean, it looks like they've already done it. For me, this is a short down to here. I guess you do need to be a little bit worried about this through here. Actually, you don't need to be worried. Maybe you do. I don't know. From here, there's just a ton of volume that was traded. I mean, even down here, like this area here is just a clusterfuck of volume, right? But then we never had like a full body candle opening and closing above. And then they came back through, and then we did get a full body candle opening and closing below. But the next time we came through here, like they sliced through it like this was nothing, right? So there is a chance that they come down to here and then bounce. And so, you know, if you're short here, basically you have to decide, do I want to take from 64.70 down to 64.53, or do I want to risk it and hope they come down to here, right? And basically this is also like our delta POC for the month at 64.50. So me as a trader, I would be just taking from 70 down to 53 and be happy with whatever it is, like my 18 points, which is more than enough money, right? So that's kind of what I would be looking at right now. If I was trading futures, I'm not going to take this, as I feel like I've already missed it. But to each their own on that. Like we're still, you know, just within a couple of points, you still could get like a good 15-point trade. But that's up to you. I don't chase. So again, wait for price to come to me. Wait for my levels. All right, let's translate this over to our charts. I'm pretty sure we already have this level identified, right? Yeah. We need to switch this though to sell side. I don't actually think it ever was a buy side. Maybe it was. But yeah. Anyway. So then we're looking for 53 down to 47. So we already established this one needs to go, right? And then we need 53 down to 47. I don't like to draw big boxes like this, but it is pretty significant, the volume that came in through here, right? It is sloppy. I need to clean up this chart so bad. If you guys want a quick laugh, like, what, I haven't charted my daily levels since the 29th of August. I haven't updated my August levels. My previous week is from like 2 weeks ago. But I mostly trade off of like the HVNs. But yeah, I need to chart. What can I say? I'm old and tired. All right. We still like this level. All right, let me just make sure really quick I've got all of the levels that I need. Oh, this level shifted up, so I was wrong. We don't still like this level. This is now 430 to 434. Oh, can I not move that? Okay, no, I cannot. Can do it this way. 30 to 34. Thank you for your cooperation. So again, we have this level, I think, on Spy. No, we do not. All right, let's start down here. 11:20 a.m. candle. Actually, 12:05 candle is better for a reference point. $11.10. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear my wife, but she's freaking amazing. She's playing with our daughter right now, and she's just like such a great mom, such a great person. I am a very, very lucky man. And she's just way too beautiful to be with me, but whatever. I'm not complaining. 640. And with what I just said, like a lot of people might kind of assume that when I met my wife, I was rich, and that would be very far from the truth. She has been like the support that has encouraged me to become the man that I am. And without her encouraging me and like pushing me, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's what you should look for as, I mean, whatever, a man or a woman, like you want to find somebody that's going to support you and encourage you to pursue your dreams. And I'm sure you all know, like, as traders, there's major ups and downs, right? And those downtimes can be really hard to work through. And if you have somebody that's kind of like, oh, just give up, you know, whatever, like, it's not worth it, you're just wasting money, blah, 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 whatever, it's going to be really hard for you to make it to the other side. But if you have, like, an amazing person in your corner encouraging you and pushing you, you know, that could be the difference between making it and not making it. I will say, as a man, like the crazy toxic women are a lot of fun, but they're not the keepers. Find you a keeper. Uh, 9:45 candle from Friday. I've always told my kids, like, if you want really good like Mexican food, find a place that has bulletproof glass. And like where you can't walk into the restaurant, like you're ordering at a window that has bulletproof glass. And like if there's graffiti like on the walls, it's probably even better. If it looks like it's infested with rats, the food is going to be insane. And if all of those factors are there and there's a line, like you're about to eat some of the best Mexican food of your life. And kind of the same thing applies for women. Like if she's crazy, especially Latina crazy, like you're going to have a good time. But you don't want to marry her. 955 Kindle. Sorry, I'm just talking shit over here. Wait, what? Is this zone really that small? Top of the 945 candle, bottom of the 955 candle. 945, 955. Wow, that seems smaller, but okay. All right, we'll rock with it. Wait, this is a sell side, sorry. I can't wait to see the chat. Because you guys are going to be like talking some schmack based on what I just said. But y'all know I'm right. Like, if you're from Honduras, you know you're crazy. I'm playing. All right. Levels. 645.04, 644.67, 642.53, or sorry, 52 to 643.13, and finally 640.78 to 641.19. Let me just quickly check and see if there are any imbalances. We have one way down here. Let me just quickly check 5 minutes just in case. We're interested in this 64.94, but I think we already have that kind of marked. Yeah, pretty sure we do. Yeah, we do. All right. We've got everything that we need from this chart. Let's get out of here. Can't wait to see what you guys have said in the chat. And then we'll actually find like entries and stuff that we're looking for. After today, I need some wins. In the sense that I called out like a few crappy trades today on Keenan's, and I'm not worried about my portfolio, but I don't like sharing losses with other people. Don't talk about Honduras. I love you guys. Absolutely love you guys. One of my really, really good friends is actually from Honduras, and she's hilarious. But she's a freak. Anyway. No, you're just old. I'm not lying. I am definitely old and tired. Very, very serious. Armin asking questions. Retested previous week POC. Are we talking futures? Because I don't even have anything charted. Sorry. Man, why are you making me update my charts and shit? I'm busy being lazy. My gosh. I feel like this is such a hot mess right now. Like, I can't even figure out what I'm looking at, basically. What? I really need to clean up this chart. Okay. I mean, if you're talking about short, yeah, sure. But the short was right here. We already talked about that earlier. But if you missed it, yeah, you could take a retest of the previous week POC. But you're just getting in late, ultimately. Not by much, 75 cents. They're coming here, pretty confident, but yeah. Okay. Sarah Shorty will chart TPO on weekly. I don't. But yeah, you would switch to the 65-minute chart, and do your levels from there. Dude, is Shorty seriously in Colombia? I thought that was a joke. Dude, I swear Shorty lives in Colombia. I don't know. Like, I don't know anybody that visits Colombia so much. Like, you know that dude is packing keys. No, I'm joking. I always mess with him because, like, he travels to Colombia so much. And he said, like, earlier, what did he say? And then, like, every time he travels, like, he gets COVID, right? Um, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but it was like last night. Um, I don't know why you want book map slabby. Where was it? It's like stuff. Where was he talking about it? I mean, I could just tell you guys what I said, but I thought he was joking about going back to Colombia. Anyway, I don't even know if I'm able to find it. It's here somewhere. But he said he was going back to Colombia. And like I said, every time this guy travels, he comes back with like COVID or pneumonia or something crazy. But I was like, this time, Shorty's going to come back with COVID, a key, and the clap. Yeah, I don't. He's got to have a girlfriend in Colombia. I'm joking. I'm sure he's there with his wife. I'm playing. But yeah, he's crazy. 6453 is Shorty's target short, is it? But it's my target too. I don't know why he's copying me. The clap is crazy. Oh, that's awesome, Sarah Perry. I'm so happy for you. And that's sincere. That might have sounded sarcastic, but it's not, I promise. Yeah. What's my go-to when I eat Mexican? Dude, that's like a very, very difficult question to answer because I don't know. There's a spot by me. I couldn't even tell you what it's called because I don't know. But they make... I've never had this at any other Mexican restaurant, but they make like this really thick like corn tortilla. I don't even want to say corn because it's like... I mean, like... There's chunks of corn. Like, it's not like super fine ground. And so anyway, it's like a thicker tortilla and they make like a quesadilla with it. That is bomb. So when I go to that restaurant, I'll get that. Not always, but a lot of the times. I'm always trying to find a good, what's it called? I want to say concha, but I know it's not a concha. Bro. It's a sandal in English. I know that much. And I don't know why I can't think of the word, but basically it's like they make like a thicker corn tortilla, like really thick. And then they'll put like beans or, you know, like your refried beans, the chopped lettuce. No, not a gordita. Whatever, like, you know, the creme fraiche, salsa. Yeah, the guarache. I can't say it right, I know that, but I love those. But I'm always, like, looking for, like, the bomb one, right? Because, like, it's all about the tortilla with that. Because, like, really, like, they call it a sandal because it's, like, the, you know, like, sandals are, like, this thick. And it's kind of shaped like a sandal. Oh, it's kind of hard for me to... I don't know. It's shaped kind of like this. So it looks like the sole of a sandal, right? The tortilla. And then they'll put, like I said, they put refried beans, they put the chopped lettuce, whatever, tomatoes, creme fraiche, whatever, blah, 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 and some kind of meat. And Vector Man, I'll answer you in a second. Yeah, basically. So that's, I'm always like trying to find like the spot to get a good guarache. I know I'm not saying it right, but whatever. I've always struggled with saying that word actually, which is kind of weird. And then I'm always down for like a good bean and cheese burrito. I know that's pathetic, but like for me, if you have like good tortillas and you have, you know, good beans and you're using like good quality cheese, and you throw some cilantro and onion in there and then some good salsa, like you just kind of can't go wrong, right? And it's filling. And then another one of my go-tos would be like the and why am I like spacing on names today? That's weird. Oh my gosh, I'm dumb. I really just am like struggling to find words. Um I can explain what it is. Yeah, Harache. Yeah. The oh my gosh. Where they stuff a chili with cheese and then batter it and fry it. I can't think of the name. But those, but even better if you throw it inside of a burrito. So those are kind of my go-tos for Mexican food. But I'm not picky. Like I'm down. Like a lot of the stuff, like I never even knew what Harache was. And like one of my coworkers, his name is Jesus. We were like ordering Mexican food one night, and he was like, "Oh, I want a Harache," and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And he explained it to me, and I was like, "Shit, I gotta try that." And so I ordered one too, and I was like, "Dude, this is amazing." And he was like, "Yeah, this one's not even that great, you know, like because the tortilla on that one, it was like, I don't know, like this." And he was like, "Yeah, like if you find a spot that has a really good one, like with a thicker tortilla, it's so much better." And so ever since that moment, I've always been on a pursuit for a really good Harache. So even that one though, I thought it was really good, but he was like, "Yeah, this is like eh." And I'm like, "Okay, I've got to find the if this is eh, I got to find the really good one." So, but yeah, like I'm always down to try whatever, if that makes sense. So Vector Man, to answer your question, I traded last night because I was like, I had work. It's going to be hard for me to show because I deleted everything. What was my entry? The best way I can do this is to just like actually pull up my trade. Because I deleted my levels. So if I pull up my journal, it should show me my entries and exits. So okay. This I mean just to like so I'm showing it so it's not just words out of my mouth, but my entry was 64.28 and my exit was 64.53. So the trade that I took was 64.28 right here. And my exit was 64.53. So this looks kind of funky because like now I have new levels, but before I had this buy side high volume node that was down here. And they came down, tapped my entry here, and then kind of chopped around, tapped it again, came down here. And then my stop loss was at 1975, I believe, or 1950. So basically this was the trade that I took. This to here, risking $1 to make 3. And as you can see, it finally took off and went. And so that's the trade that I took today. I try to stick to 1 or 2 trades a day, and that was my one trade. That's the only trade that I took today, and you can see it here in my journal. So, yeah. $620. I took 5 contracts of MES. And There it is. Okay. Starting the month of September off with a little bang. Chile Relleno, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't English or Spanish or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, could not come up with the name for the life of me. So futures, dude, why is this green? I'm like really struggling today. I'm sorry, everybody. My levels will still be on point, but like I'm just doing dumb shit. So I've marked this level orange because I wouldn't take trades off of it, right? But I'm pretty sure that right now we're tapping this, right? And this from here we're selling, we're gonna come to here. We might see like a little bounce. They might end up slicing and going lower, retesting, lower, and then from here we're looking to be a buyer, right? Wouldn't be surprised to see kind of something like this happen over the next 24 hours, from now through tomorrow, like New York session. I guess not quite 24 hours, but we'll say 20 hours. So, if they give this to us, watch for puts here. I don't know if I said that I'll be like trying to call stuff out live tomorrow, but I'm probably not going to be. Oh no, I'm not. I don't want that. My son told me that tonight's the night where there's only 2 days this month, I guess, where you're going to be able to see the shadow of that moon on whatever planet it is. I don't know if it was Jupiter or Saturn. But so I'm pretty sure we're going to be driving out to Joshua Tree tonight to go and take a look. And we'll probably be out there till like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then we'll come home. So 99.999% chance that I will not be trading tomorrow. Sopes. No, not a sope. I mean, maybe where like you're from, it might be called a sope, but it's called a harache, where it's called like it's called a sandal. Harache in Spanish is sandal. Sope is round, right? Harache is like, I don't know, it's oval. But I mean, it's basically the same thing. But I think a harache has like a thicker tortilla than a sope, where a sope does have a thicker tortilla, but not as thick as a harache. But I'm also white, so I could be wrong. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm down with being wrong. But that's my understanding. Last but not least, I think this is a distinct possibility tomorrow. You're Hispanic, but that's not your cuisine. I mean, obviously, like, there's, I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but basically, like, you know, you can talk about, and again, like, I'm not super knowledgeable on this stuff, but like as a chef, like I do have some knowledge. You know, like you talk about a tamale, right? To a Mexican person, you're taking corn husk, the, what is it? Masa, whatever meat, generally some kind of salsa, right? Some cheese, and then you're wrapping it up. But then you talk about the same thing with somebody from like South America, whatever. Like I'm trying to think like of specific countries, but I think Honduras, like they wrap theirs in banana leaves, right? And they'll put like olives and I mean it's basically the same thing, but they'll put like sliced olives and some other random stuff that you won't see like in the Mexican version, but they're both called the same thing, right? But like, I mean, I guess that's one of the great things with culture, right? It's like you can encompass it and say Hispanic, where to a lot of people, Hispanic is Mexican, at least for people like that live in California because we're so close to Mexico. Like that's that's like Hispanic to a lot of Californian people, or even like Texas, whatever, New Mexico. But yeah, then you go further south, whatever, Cuba, Colombia, whatever, like they're going to have different cuisine. And then you go to the far extreme, right? And you go to like Spain. A lot of those people look white, but they're not. They're Hispanic. And their cuisine is completely different. So like, you know, we can't encompass it like into, one word. There's so many different cultures in the Hispanic culture and so many different types of food. So I'm talking about like, the ones that I've experienced. I know, so like there's a restaurant in Spain. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like, I don't know if it's still considered, but it was like considered like the #1 restaurant in the world. And they're not going to be serving you, sopes and huaraches and whatever else. Very, very different cuisine. If you guys have questions, now would be a good time. This is what I'm watching for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we're going to be pushing and grinding higher. I wouldn't really be too surprised to see us, push back up into this range up here. But I think at least in the overnight session, good chance of a pullback here. I want to delete these random lines off of my chart, which I'll be like, what are those? The next time I look at it, because I'll forget that I was showing my entry, take profit, and stop loss. I'm going to go post this in Keenan's. I don't know, for some, like, kind of sorry for the longer video. For others that, enjoy, like, the, hanging out and talking, then cool. But if you're just here for levels, this was not a great video for you. Never had a Veracruzano tamale. But I do love, I love tamales. I don't care. But if you were to like come to me like with, like a corn husk wrapped tamale or the banana leaf one, I'm grabbing the banana leaf one. Sorry. I don't know. It's personal preference, I guess. All right, so I'm really about to drive my ass out to Joshua Tree, very tired. I know my son's going to be like, no, we can go on the next date, but I think tonight's the night to go. I know like the moon is like a half moon, which means there's going to be less light from the moon, so it's going to be easier to see planets and stuff. And I don't know about the next time, what the moon will look like. And tiredness is just a feeling, right? I'll push through it and we'll have a good time. And the time I get to spend with my family is invaluable. And whatever, I'll be tired. I don't care. Oh no, I've never had that. Tamale made out of banana. Like, no, I'm good. But actually, like, oh, what? I'm not going to think of what country it's from. I don't know why, but that's just my mind tonight. When I'm tired, like it's really like, I don't know, my mind gets like, it's hard for me to like think of stupid things, but, and it's like on the tip of my tongue too, which is annoying me. But the place that makes, and now I can't even think of the type of food, but they'll do like I guess you would call it a tortilla, but like you have like I think it's flour even, and they stuff it with like whatever meat, beans, cheese, and they fry them, or no, they grill them. That's funny as hell, Elite Mark. Um, but yeah, why can't I think? I think that's El Salvador is what I'm talking about. And yeah, they I wish I could think of the name of that food, but whatever. You guys are going to tell me in a second. But those things, and then when you go to those places, like, so there's a Salvadorian restaurant close to my work. I don't get to go there very often just because, like, when I'm going to work, I guess I could stop by there. But this place is always, like, packed. And so there's always, like, a long wait. And when I'm going to work, like, I generally have, you know, enough time to stop and get food, but I don't have time to stop somewhere that's packed, right? And also, I'm generally on a motorcycle, and like transporting food is just not a good idea. But so anyway, because of all of that, I don't get to go there very often. But they have those things, and they're really good. And then they have this is the part I like even more probably than that tortilla, whatever, with the that's stuffed. But the plantanos with cream. I'm not gonna say crema. I just did, but whatever. Um, like they're, you know, the refried beans and the plantanos with the cream and everything, and then those other things on the side. I can't even think of what they're called. That shit's amazing. I know it's from like El Salvador, but I can't think of the type of the food. But whatever. You guys tell me. I mean, so eras like what you're saying, Peru, good dishes. Yeah, I mean, you could say that about pretty much any culture, but England, England does not know how to cook, and I can say that because I'm English. I know how to cook, but I didn't learn it in England. Just like Gordon Ramsay, he's English, but he learned how to cook in France, right? Um, I think England's good if you like breakfast, because like they don't fuck around for breakfast. They do like they'll like they'll cook sausages, and they'll make like those crispy potatoes. Um, I don't know, I guess fried potatoes, whatever. My grandmother used to make them, like, you know, she'd chop up potatoes into like little diamond shapes or whatever, throw them on a sheet pan and throw them in the oven, and then like you cook them till they're crispy on the outside, but then the inside is like creamy and soft. That shit is bomb. And my grandma used to do it so amazing. Um, but yeah, like they'll give you sausage, bacon, potatoes, like a over medium egg, just like you never get sausage only or bacon only. Like it's both. You get bacon, sausage, and then they do like the baked beans. Like that's kind of a typical English breakfast. Um, let's see. Yeah, so I just Googled English breakfast, and it's like, well, this is ham, right, and sausage. So, or basically our bacon and sausage, like I was saying. Baked beans, your over easy or over medium eggs. They've grilled some tomatoes here. I don't know what that is. Oh, black pudding. I do know what it is now, and this will trip you out if I tell you guys what it is. They've got some mushrooms there and then toast on the side. Yeah. Toast is pretty common. Black pudding is basically like it's basically like a mousse that's made out of blood. like, it tastes good, but like I'm not really a fan. In the sense that it's good, but I know what it's made out of, so it kind of grosses me out. Bubble and squeak. This is a pretty common like English dish, and it's basically just a bunch of leftovers. Like, yeah, it's good though. But yeah, like this is kind of a typical English breakfast, except my grandmother, there would always be like potatoes on the plate. Yeah, something like this. And like, of course, this is not freaking healthy, right? But like my grandmother, she would make the potatoes a little bit more crispy. But this is like a typical, like, at least when I was growing up, like things are changing, right? Like now people are getting lazier, or actually, lazier is not the right word. When I was growing up, or like when my parents were growing up, it was more common to have like the mom, at home being the homemaker and the dad or husband out working. And as times are changing, and basically what's changing is everything's getting more and more expensive, and money's going less and less far. Now, like you need two people, working in a household to make it, right? And so, like with both people working, the wife or whoever the homemaker is doesn't have time to prepare a breakfast like this unless they're gonna cut into their sleep. But so like when I was growing up, this was more common where you would just have like a full on spread for breakfast. Like they don't play in England, or at least my grandmother didn't, my mom didn't. And it's because, like, as they say, like breakfast is the most important meal of the day, where you're breaking your fast from like dinner and then sleeping all night, and that's going to fuel you for your whole day, whatever, working, blah 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 blah. But yeah, my grandmother used to tear it up. Shit's bomb. It's kind of like making me miss her, miss this, miss the food, miss England, miss all of it. But this is like the only thing England does right, like breakfast. But most of our food, well, breakfast and beer. Most of the food is like fried, greasy. Like you're gonna have a heart attack. You're gonna die early. It's not healthy. Whatever. I'm sure like times are evolving, but England is not known for its cuisine, right? And like this is a glugofoil.com, and that's probably, yeah, pretty much what you're eating, right? Like it's all been fried and whatever. Yeah. Well, so like you're saying tamales for breakfast, like that's, that's what tamales were, right? There, or even burritos, like where it was basically a meal that's wrapped up that you can kind of take with you. Where, like Hispanic workers, they could take the tamales to work with them, and it's got its own little wrapped container, and then you break it out and eat it when you're hungry. Hey, what's up, Nora? Sorry about that, Brian. Yeah, bangers and beans. What Pat just said. So like bangers are sausages, but that would be English lingo or verbiage. Or they'll say like bangers and mash would be mashed potatoes and sausages. So there's some English slang for you. Yeah. But anyway, point being, like, most countries have, you know, like some really good cuisine, except for England and maybe like Scotland and Wales. I think even like Ireland's got some decent stuff, but the island of England itself is definitely not known for its cuisine. Their breakfasts are bomb, on point. Like, that stuff will stick to your ribs and fill you up for the day and get you going, and also eventually give you a heart attack. Anyway, it's been a long video. We're going on almost 2 hours here. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. Hopefully you guys had fun like I did. As always, like, huge thanks to the people that hang out and talk. I appreciate you guys. I love the conversations. I love seeing you guys grow. Hopefully people are learning and getting better. Remember, you know, what we talked about at the beginning of the video. Be that robot with no emotions when you trade. I could be wrong, but I feel like we had like a new person kind of join today, and I could be wrong on this, and like wanted to see, you know, like, hey, did you trade today? Trying to vet me and see if I'm worth listening to. Yeah, I would worry less about what I'm doing. But I mean, yeah, it's important. Like, if you're trying to learn from somebody, you want to make sure that you're learning from somebody that actually is practicing what they preach. When I trade, I'm like a robot. I don't have emotions. I'm not attached to it. If I take a loss, it's not a big deal. The only time I really don't like taking losses is when I've called out a trade, like live, and I know other people are following me and it misses. That's when it affects me. I mean, but even not like big, but the fact that I know that other people lost money because of something that I said, that affects me. But when I'm trading on my own, and nowadays that's very not common. I'm generally always have people following me. Yeah, Vector, so am I right? Did you just join? I don't blame you. Like, you should, you know, you do want to make sure, and actually, like, if you are new to the channel, I'll just go ahead and say this. You do want to make sure that the people that you're learning from are actually worth learning from, right? And what I would say is the best way to know if somebody's worth learning from is if you can see them doing it live. So, like, asking me if I traded today, dude, I could fake that so easy. I could show you fake numbers and just so simple, right? But for people that have been here, like for people that were here last night, they saw me call out that trade before it happened. They heard me placing my orders. And the key is, and that's not even doing it live. Like, I did it live, but the trade happened after I closed my stream for the night. But when you see somebody that's able to actually, whatever, go live on YouTube and actually physically trade in front of you and call out the levels and say entry here, profit here, stop loss here, and they do it consistently well over and over and over, those are the people that are worth learning from. If the general overall consensus of what they're saying is subscribe to my channel, or, you know, or not subscribe to my YouTube channel, but like subscribe to my Discord, you know, join this, give me money, pay for my the course I'm selling, they're probably not worth listening to, and they're probably not worth learning from. There are some people that sell Discords or that are pushing Discords that are worth listening to. But if they're more focused on that than just sharing education and trying to help people and help people get better, then you kind of know where their motivations lie, right? For me, you never really hear me talk about a Discord. Like, every once in a while, maybe a tiny bit, but that's not my goal here. My goal here is, and again, like my longtime followers know this, I share everything for free. If you want to learn, we have all the education here. We do classes generally like once or twice a month. They generally happen on Sunday, and we don't hold back. We're not gatekeeping anything. We're not keeping anything locked behind a paywall. We give all the education for free. And so, again, like I'm not trying to vet myself for other people. Like you need to do that for yourself. But again, if you can see a person do it live and they're not trying to sell you something, and you know their goal is just education, they're probably worth listening to, right? And the key is, can they do it live? Because I can sit here and talk about trading and talk about technical analysis and talk about everything till I'm blue in the face, and I might have all the knowledge, but the knowledge doesn't mean that I can do it. Because the key with trading and the hardest thing with trading is the psychological aspect, the emotional aspect, which we started talking about at the beginning of this video. Yeah, he's in Colombia. I just got like this really weird sniffle. I don't know. That was random. But so anyway, that's the key, is like, can they actually do it? Have they mastered that emotional discipline? Yeah, Vector Man. I mean, we'll be live Sunday. I'll just give you the time so that you know. I got to look it up because I don't know. So September 14th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So it's not this Saturday, it's the one after, right? Or sorry, Sunday, I mean. So in about a week and a half, 11:30 Eastern time in the morning. This is, Shorty doesn't have a channel per se. We go live on this channel. So with everything I kind of just said, just to kind of explain mine and Shorty's relationship, I don't know what verbiage to use. We're friends, we're partners, not, what's it called? Not romantic partners, business partners. Shorty mentored me, taught me how to trade. I was very fortunate, very lucky. And at the time, Shorty was in a Discord called like Trading Alphas, I think, where they charge like $300 a month, I think. So they've changed their pricing. What in the world? So it used to be $300 a month, and it looks like they've gone down to $100 a month. But basically what happened was, and I'm not talking bad about them. I don't know anything about Trading Alphas. So what I'm about to say is just from what Shorty told me. But I guess he was in there as like one of the people that would do education and would trade live, you know, and call out trades and whatever else. And he was basically the main person. But Trading Alphas was run by like 6 people. And at the time they were charging like $250 or $300 a month. And there was like 50 or 60,000 members or something crazy. And like they were paying Shorty almost nothing. And the people that were running it were, you know, just making money hand over fist, selling this Discord membership. And basically Shorty felt like he was being taken advantage of because they weren't doing much as far as like education, because they weren't traders, or they would say they were traders, but they weren't good at it. And Shorty was like the main driving force of like teaching education, trading live, calling out plays, whatever else. And so when we met, he was basically like done. He was like, he was kind of telling me like, oh, I'm in this Discord, whatever. This is the deal. Basically what I just told you guys. And he was like, I'm getting ready to leave because, they're taking advantage of me. And he was like, when I leave, they're going to have nothing because none of them know what the hell they're doing. And he was telling me like, I really want to open up a Discord where the focus is education and the focus is teaching people how to be good traders, teaching people how to get better. I don't want the focus to be like on calling out trades and having people following me. Brian, if you think you see something that I missed, chart it. I feel like my levels are good. But I am human. I'm not perfect. Anyway, so this is kind of hard to convey, but it was really important to Shorty that he wanted to really open up a Discord where he's really helping people, right? And with that said, I don't remember the original pricing, but I think it was like $59 a month. And I was kind of arguing with him on that one. I was like, you should make it cheaper, basically like the goal wasn't really to be making a ton of money from Discord. Actually, we made it exclusive and private. A lot of people already know this, but yes, it's still good risk to reward for the trade. Our goal when we first started, we only let 100 people join, right? And if the goal was to make money off of Discord, then we would just open the doors and, just let people flood in, right? And anyway, the plan was to start small with like 100 people and teach those 100 people how to be traders. And then that way, when we let more people in, those 100 people that we've already trained can help teach the next group of people until we get a community of like solid, good traders where we can all like kind of grow and, learn and get better together. And so I think for the first, I don't remember exactly, but it was like 6 months or a year. We just had 100 members. We did not let anybody else join. And then after that point, we opened it up and let another 50 people join because we had that core 100, group of 100 people. Of course, not all 100 people were profitable and good traders at that point, but there was a good group of them that were. We let another 50 people in, started training them up, and then eventually let in another 50 people. And then now, like, we have such a good, solid core group of people that we try to kind of keep it limited to like 25 people a month that we let into the Discord. And right now, I'm not even promoting it. I'm just kind of explaining because somebody said, what's Shorty's channel? And so the Discord just kind of does its thing, right? Like, we don't really talk about it or promote it. And with that said, we still get those 25 people or more every month that are trying to join. And again, it's really just about being like a trading community where people can learn and grow. And for people that are in there, they'll tell you like it's the place to be. But with that said, like that's not something, we're not trying to push it to make money off of people. And something I didn't mention when Shorty was talking about the pricing and I was disagreeing with him, like I thought we should make it cheaper and more affordable. He was like, no, like I don't want people joining that aren't going to be super serious, right? And if you're willing to put the money forward, you're going to be really serious, and you're also not going to cause problems. You're not going to come in, and like be argumentative or talk shit or whatever. And he was like, so I want people that are going to join, they're going to be serious about learning, they're going to be serious about growing, and that are not going to be, causing problems and whatever, being argumentative, stuff like that. And he's right. Like, we don't really ever have any problems in the Discord. Very, very rarely do I ever have to moderate anybody. I think in the years that we've been doing this, like, we've kicked like one or two people. And one person got kicked because we figured out like he was a scammer. But that's really it. I think he's the only person that's actually ever been kicked out. I think we kicked out more people than that, but let them back in. Like very shortly after they kind of explained stuff or whatever. But the only person I think that's been like permanently banned and kicked out was because he was scamming. And like proven. We were able to prove it. So yeah, and I never really have to moderate anybody in the Discord. So it's a really nice, like, chill spot, to hang out, talk, whatever, learn, grow, trade. Me and Shorty both kind of go live, and we'll trade live and share our screens and stuff. But, that's it. But the reality is like, everything that we teach is here free on YouTube, right? And I always say this, like, you don't need to pay somebody, and you don't need to subscribe to Discords to become a better trader. You can find it all for free, or like just by purchasing some books. All the information's there. We give all the information away for free on YouTube. The only thing like the Discord will give you is it's kind of more in an easier to follow format, I guess. Or you have like direct access to us like through chat. And then we also kind of run scenarios through chat where we teach people and whatever else. But there's that. And so basically, to answer the question about Shorty's channel, being that me and him are partners, like, I go live on my channel here, and Shorty is not a technical person. He's not a computer person. And so what happens is he'll go live in Discord, and I'll stream it to YouTube, to my channel, right? And so he doesn't have like really his own channel. Everything gets streamed on my channel. And that's kind of just how we run it. But anyway, I'm going to call it a day, go spend some time with my family. For people, excuse me, that saw, I might tear my son's guitar apart tonight and put in his new, what's it called? The Duncan Seymour, or Seymour Duncan pickups and locking tuners and all that stuff. And then I guess I'm driving out to Joshua Tree to go look at some planets and shit. Good luck, Eras. Don't question yourself in the trade, dude. Let it hit your stop loss or let it hit your take profit. Don't settle for anything in between. Be an emotionless robot. What I'm about to say, I'm going to say, and just tell you guys, like, this is really, really sincere. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I can't control that. But I truly hope that the people that are here are growing and are learning and are getting better, even just 1% better every day. But what you really need to strive for is getting to the point where you know that this is just math. And if you just play the mathematical probabilities and you trade without emotions and just let your trades play out. Yeah, Leo, definitely the Colombian flu. It was weird. I think I need some medicine. Yeah, just let the trades play out, and let math do its thing. You're going to come out on top. And I remember, like, when I was learning and growing, like, I knew the math and I understood it, but I would still trade with emotions, and I would trail my stop loss and whatever else. And I would be like, either losing or break even trader because of that. And it wasn't really until I had, I really like, took on, like not having emotions and not worrying about like being up, almost to my take profit and then it coming all the way down and stopping me out. That's going to happen. But you're also going to have the inverse happen where it's going to come close to stopping you out and then it's going to run and hit your take profit. And you can't let either one of those scenarios have different emotions, right? So like if it comes close to your take profit level and reverses and stops you out, you can't get all upset and mad. And then when it comes close to your stop loss and reverses and goes and hits your take profit, you can't get all excited and happy. It's just a trade. One of two scenarios is going to happen. It's going to hit your stop loss or it's going to hit your take profit. And you just keep doing it consistently over and over and over again. Minimum one risk to reward, whatever it is, 50, 60, 70% win rate. You're just going to be stacking cash. And you have to really accept that the math works. I know it's easier said than done, but you really have to become that emotionless robot that understands the math works. And as long as I just let this play out, I'm going to be stacking up money, and eventually I'm not going to be worried about money. And at that point, you have like this crazy life hack where you can click a button and just make money. And it's like ridiculous. Like even if I think about my trade from last night, you guys saw the whole thing live, right? It took me all of like, let's say 5 minutes to find the levels, to click the button, to adjust my stop loss and my take profit. And then I closed my trading software. I finished my video. I shut down my computer. I went to work. The trade played out overnight when I was at work. Like for 5 minutes of my time, I made really good money. And once you like really embrace all of that, being that emotionless robot, clicking the button, making money, and you just stack money on top of money on top of money, like it starts getting wild. Slim Z, every once in a while, I'll go live on YouTube. I don't do it very often because there's like that 10-second delay, and there's no way that I can get rid of that 10-second delay. And when we're talking about trading, 10 seconds is a lot. You can go back. Like if you search live trading, like on my YouTube, you'll find videos where I've traded live, and you'll see we're really good. Like on that trade I shared from yesterday where we basically got in at the bottom right here and we closed at the top right here. I mean, obviously they ended up eventually going higher, but we're good at getting in pretty much at the bottom and closing pretty much at the top. And that's how I trade. I look for like those key pivot levels where I'm expecting a reversal. And then where I close my trade is where I'm expecting the next reversal. So sometimes like I'll get in long, close, and reverse to short and take it down because that's how I trade. So I wish there was like a better way for me to go live, for free. But YouTube is not it, right? Like, and I have no way of getting like information out to people. I guess like, dude, what are you guys doing? My dogs are fighting. I have a grumpy old lady of a dog. Stop. She's like 17 years old. I mean, I guess what I could do every once in a while is like share, what's it called? I could share a Zoom link, like the night before. Like I could share a Zoom link right now for tomorrow. But I'm not going to be trading tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to go drive out to the desert tonight and hang out with my family. But I could do that, I guess. I've never really thought about it. But what I do is I go live in Shorty's Discord. I go live in Keenan's Discord. I have my own Discord where it's like a mentorship group and I'll share like the Zoom links in there. Um, so, again, like I don't even like to talk about this stuff, but kind of since you're asking, like my mentorship group, it's like just a one-time $100 fee to join. And when I was creating that group, I was kind of like between doing it for free or charging. And I realized like if I did it for free, I wouldn't be very invested in it. And I also have to put some kind of value on my time, right? So I feel like I made it like affordable to where it's nothing crazy. You're not getting charged every month. And I'll drop Zoom links in there when I trade. How do you join the mentorship group? You could just DM me on Discord. If you don't have access to a Discord where like you are able to DM me, then you can send me an email. I'll drop my email address really quick. That's my email. So either one of those, just DM me on Discord or drop me an email. Yeah. But I try to trade live like at least once a week. But really I like to try to go live at least 4 or 5 times a week, but sometimes that's difficult. But yeah, I dropped like a Zoom link in all of those places. And yeah, that's really it. Like right now, it's going to sound weird to people, but I'm a little bit disappointed with the way the direction this video has ended, because I really don't like promoting Discords or stuff like that, and I kind of feel like that's where this has gone. But I'll just say this, like all of the information is here for free. Okay. My DMs are always open. If you have questions or whatever, feel free to hit me up. If you want, if you do want like more structure, more attention, you could join any one of those Discords and you'll get that, right? But I never hide anything. I never keep anything behind a paywall or anything like that. So, all the information is here for free. That's basically what I'm going to leave it on. But yeah, in the Discords, you'll definitely get like a little bit more attention, obviously, because you're paying for a service. But that's not the goal of these videos. I mean, again, for people that watch, I rarely talk about this stuff. It's generally all about the charts, and I'll talk about my life a little bit and what's going on, my kids, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. Anyway, what I was kind of saying earlier, I really hope people are growing. Really try to become that emotionless robot. It's so important. The math works. The math will pay you. Like, it will work. And just keep grinding. You'll get there. If you're struggling, hit me up in my DMs. You know, like what I shared at the beginning of the stream where I was showing you like that guy that was, I don't even remember exactly what I told you guys, but he was really active in the Discord. He was making crazy money. And then all of a sudden he disappeared. And I was like, that's weird. Like, where's Nesty? I haven't seen him in a while. And so I sent him a DM and he was like, yeah, dude, I quit, whatever. I don't want to see that. Like, I want to see you guys succeed. So if you're feeling that way, and I will say, like, there was a point where I was ready to quit trading. And my wife was like, you can't give up. You've put way too much into this. You've put way too much of your time into this. And she goes, and the fact that you're like wanting to quit means you're probably right on the verge of breaking through to where you're going to level up to the next level. And boy, was she right. Like, because of her, because she motivated me to keep going, I did break through to the next level. And like very shortly after that conversation, I went from like a losing or break even trader to a profitable trader. And I haven't looked back. So if you're feeling that way, you might hear actually like even the emotion in my voice right now. Like, I'm kind of like holding back tears a little bit because this is big for me. Like, I don't want to see anybody like, you know, put a bunch of their energy into doing this and then get to the point where they feel like they're going to give up. If you're feeling that way, like, I don't know, DM me, like maybe I can help you in some way. I don't know. I know with that guy, Nesty, like he was ready to quit and, you know, I wouldn't have known if I didn't reach out to him. And we did like a one-on-one call for like maybe an hour. And I just went over some like stuff with him. And I was like, dude, like focus on this, you know, like, and it was just the buy side high volume nodes and all that. And I'm like, you know, 70% win rate doing this stuff, 60-70% win rate. And now he's back to crushing again. You guys saw it like right out of his own mouth. He made like 8K yesterday. So become that emotionless robot. Don't give up. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep studying, keep getting better. And make sure that the people that you're learning from are worth learning from. Definitely learn from books. Trader Dale, every single one of his books, read them. Trading in the Zone, read it 500 times. You guys can do this. I believe in you. Apparently my daughter is having a blast. You want to come say goodbye to everybody? Junebug, come here. Come say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. You're looking at the dog. You're touching my mic. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say bye. Say bye. No, not going to happen. Yeah, that's a microphone. Microphone. Say bye. Anyway, I believe in you guys. Like I said, if you're struggling, whatever, reach out. Hopefully I can help you. DMs are always open. You can learn all this stuff for free. Learn from people that are worth learning from. Read books. Study. Grow. Work hard. Crush. It's all worth it. All worth it. All of the hard work is worth it. Never give up. My amazing wife is standing right there. And like I said, without her, I wouldn't be where I am today without her. And always appreciate what you have. Appreciate everything you have in life. Because like, our time is so valuable. That's the one thing you can never get back. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your kids. Yeah. With that said, as always, everybody, much love, much respect. All the information's here free. You don't have to pay anybody. Keep growing, keep crushing. Don't give up. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. I hope you did as well. Much love, much respect. Yay! Yay! Yeah, just keep pushing for your dreams, whatever those are. Anyway, much love, much respect, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you guys crush it tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not going to be on. Going to go do the family time thing. Say bye-bye. Can we say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Good girl. Bye, everybody. Much love, much respect. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.